he asked, what do you prefer, an AVR or processor, better specs or better room correction software? I think we've touched on this a few times before. I mean, for me, I like the room correction. I think that makes a huge difference because if you have one with an AVR with pre-outs, you can always add an amplifier. But that's my answer.
For the most part,
I'll be right back.
I have a Denon AVR downstairs and a Marantz AVR upstairs. They sound identical because they're both using Odyssey XT32 or whatever it's called. So, if one of them was using Dirac, I'd be like, oh, it's totally different. But I know that the Anthem MRX 720 I have totally sounds different. And that's because of the different room correction. So even when I'm using the same external amplifiers, taking that out of the equation, it's the room correction.
Yeah, I hear you. So you're saying room correction makes the most difference in sound, in your opinion, and I would agree.
The most audible difference. Yeah. They're like, each amplifier might do something a little bit that I can't hear. But for the most part, the Marantz and Denon pretty much sound the same.
Yeah, I haven't heard a difference between the two. The two that I reviewed side by side.
Would you say room correction for you, Michael, or something else?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like specs are good, but like you said, when you're talking about power, that can be overcome as long as you've got pre-out. So that's really not an issue. I mean, you've got things like signal to noise ratio, and how much of that can your ears hear? I don't know. But I've used certain, I won't name them, but I've used certain room correction software that I just don't personally like. I don't think they do that great of a job. I know you guys love Dirac Live. I haven't heard a significant difference in my room with it. Could be a couple of reasons. Let me clarify that. It could be, and you knew that. I don't know why you asked.
That's why I asked. Why I asked. I'm always like, so were you amazed by it? You're like, it's cool.
Yeah,
it was good. Didn't sound worse.
Yeah, so it could be due to a couple things. Number one, I've got a completely, well, for the most part, room treated room, acoustically. So maybe it doesn't make that much difference. If my room was like kind of really untreated, maybe Dirac Live would do a much better job than Odyssey in fixing those issues. That I don't know. The other part could be, I don't know how to use Dirac Live as well as you guys do because you've had a lot more experience with it. I've only had one unit home theater. That was the HTP1 that had Dirac Live. And I even had some issues with that. Mainly,
I was about to say, maybe that was the issue, the HTP1. Maybe
it could.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you would think if it's got the same processing, like room correction processing, that it would handle that part of it the same, but maybe not. Don't know. But yeah, very well could be. So there's just a lot of factors that it definitely could be. Michael's room hates Dirac Live like a fat kid hates broccoli. We gotta read these for Chana so he can stay his eyes on the road.